Jason Brown, most recently at Garden City Community College from Los Angeles, California.
Jason Martin from Pasadena, California. Most recent football coaching job was at Garden City Community College.
All right. And Coach, what are your initial thoughts in coming to ICC when you accepted the position?
You know, first of all, I wanted to just thank Tammy and our president for giving me the opportunity. This is a great opportunity and a great chance to kind of show my worth. And this is a great opportunity to come in here, leaving Garden City, and being able to come in here and do some great things, and you know, building a program, which I've done quite a few times at various places. So you know, this is a great opportunity because of the fact that I played in Kansas at Fort Hays, and played for a great man, Jeff Liker, who's a legend in the state, and he's from this town. So you know, I wouldn't be here without him for kind of what he's done for me and getting me to where I am at Fort Hays. So he did a great job with me and kind of tutored me and mentored me. So you know, I want to praise him. And then to be honest, enough about Coach Liker. Now I got to play him up the street. So, but he was a great guy, and then so I'm thankful for the opportunity. Tammy's put her best foot forward during this whole process. I couldn't be more impressed with her, you know, the whole process. So since I've been here, you know, got here last week for the interview and then got out here 2 days ago, you know, she's shown me nothing but how classy she is and how organized this whole process was. So I couldn't be more thankful.
You getting settled now into Independence? Have you moved here?
Yeah, I just moved here. I'm actually just settling in. Haven't found the place permanent yet, but I'll get to that. And just trying to hit the road running right now until, you know, at least the holidays. I'm trying to get out and me and Coach will get out and hit the pavement Monday, and especially locally introduce ourselves to the local community and to the high school here, the head coach, and get our name out there as far as in Independence. So.
You inherited a team that had some struggles last year, had some positives, but definitely had some struggles. What do you see as some of the immediate changes that are paramount first and foremost for you?
You know, when you take over a program that hasn't had the most success in recent years, and you know, not to knock the past coaches or anything or staff, but you know, when you take over a place, and I've done it quite a few times, it's basically a culture shock, and we're going to have to change the culture, and that's my most immediate, you know, objective, to change the culture and kind of give this community and this program a culture shock, and trying to just get some, you know, get some discipline in here first and foremost. We're gonna give them their standards and what we expect from them, and ultimately they're held responsible for everything, and I'm ultimately held accountable. So that's kind of where we're going to be, and each coach will be held accountable for a certain criteria and have their particular jobs, and you know, they'll be held accountable to handle those. So you know, that's kind of where I'm at, and it's a process, and so we have to take it little by little and try to change this thing day by day, and not try to you know, do everything at one time. This is a process, and I know what we're in for and what we got to get done, and I'm just super excited and elated to have the opportunity, because this is just a great challenge, and I've always lived up to it. Coming from the West Coast in California, the dynamic's a little different, but being in this league last year and understanding the dynamic of recruiting the state of Kansas, different things like that, you know, I think we can get this thing off the ground and running.
You come from an offensive background, an offensive-minded coach, offensive coordinator. Will you be making any significant changes to the offensive scheme?
You know what, Coach? To be honest, I haven't even looked at much of what they did last year. I was already back in California, so but you know, that's kind of like my baby, and I've always you know, I've led the state of California 4 times in community college of total offense, and led high school out there several times, and probably the most prolific high school conference in America. And so I've you know, offensively I think we'll be good, but we're gonna do some multiple things, but it'll be probably a little different than what they're used to here, to be honest, and probably the league's used to. So, but at the same time, we'll play it by personnel, and we're not going to be ignorant about it. We're going to find out what our niche is and what our personnel can handle. But that's the beauty of junior college, because we can go out and find the best players in America and bring them to Independence, Kansas.
How about defensively? Any major changes there that you know of?
Coach Martin, and I'll let him speak. Coach Martin is Jason Martin. I've known him and his brother a long time. His brother is the assistant head coach at UCLA. Coach Martin was at UCLA. And so a couple of West Coast guys out here in Independence, Kansas, which is fine by us. We're up for the challenge, and he's been around a lot of big time coaches in his young career, to be honest. So Coach Mora, he's obviously got to work for the last 2 years prior to coming to Garden City, and been under his brother's tutelage and got to see a lot of big time coaches. So he's got a great energy about himself, and he's going to bring great passion and energy to Independence. So I'm excited, and that's why obviously I offered him the job, and plus I knew Coach, and I've known his whole family, so it's a good transition for him, for me to make it an easy and simple transition to get coaches on board here as fast as possible that I know are still of quality. So Coach Martin is here, and I think he'll do a great job, and young, energetic. When you see him out there, you'll see him running around, so that's what I like.
You mentioned tomorrow you're going to hit the ground running with recruitment. Take us through your recruitment plan, your recruitment phase, and where you go from here.
Well, plan-wise, we're gonna put together a plan. Basically, dissect the state up and by region, and the coach will be responsible for that region. So he'll be there. Coach Martin and myself, actually, since we'll be the only two right now hitting it, we're gonna go introduce ourselves locally and get that out the way, and let them know we're here, and show them how grateful we are to be in this community. So it's ultimately their community, and we're in their city. So we're going to go see them, and then we're going to go head up and hit the state, and then this week. So we're going to try to get that done before Christmas break, obviously, to kind of show our face and our colors, and especially they have to know now that coaches change colors as well as I. So we'll have to go out, and I think me and Coach have built a great rapport in the state, especially the eastern half, where I think we can go in there and draw a couple decisions here and there. So that's what we got to do in a short time. So by February 4th, obviously. So our plan is to hit that and try to come back. Kids will go on break for vacation, high school level, and then we're going to work in-house and try to get some things done. House cleaning items, and then get that going. So when January hits, that when we hit the road in the state, we can bring guys on campus and et cetera, and have a nice facility to show. And so that's going to be our #1 objective. And we're going to focus on Kansas for the month of January. We're not going out of state by any means right now. We're not. That's there's plenty of people out there in the United States. So, but Kansas, there's not too many Kansans, so we got to get those guys going. And first and foremost, that'll be our #1 objective.
Have you guys had a chance to review much? I know you said you hadn't looked at the offense. Have you had a chance to review much of any of the footage from last year and last season?
Coach Martin actually had the luxury of playing Independence last year, and he's familiar with them, and obviously, and the league exchanges film and so forth. So we're on Huddle, and we'll have all that film exposure, and Coach Martin was here and understands it, and he knows what it was. And so he's so basically offense and defensively, this will be brand new, and we kind of know how to go from there. But I've looked at it online a little bit here and there. So,
Coach Martin, your thoughts coming into ICC, having played them last year. What are your impressions initially?
Well, first of all, I would like to start off by thanking the administration and Coach Brown for giving me the opportunity to be the defensive coordinator, and I have a lot of respect for ICC because they beat me last year. So if you can't beat them, join them, for one. Another thing, in the Jayhawk Conference, I feel that this is a superior conference as far as junior college football goes, and there's a plethora of athletes throughout this conference from top to bottom. So with that being said, I haven't really took the hard look at the roster that we have returning, but I'm sure there's going to be a couple of athletes that we're able to work with, and I know Coach Brown and I are both confident in our ability to recruit and we're definitely going to have more coaches on staff that are gung-ho and ready to recruit too. So I think that would pay dividends. I'm excited about the opportunity because, you know, like I said, I know we have talent and we have resources here that we can utilize and build a top-tier program.
Will you be running a 3-4 or 4-3?
It's definitely going to depend on the type of athletes I have. I'm definitely more of a 40-man front, but as far as sub packages, who knows? It could be a 3-4, a 3-3-5, different types of things. Just want to keep the whole conference guessing. Let's wait till next year to figure that out.
There you go.
Talk to me about the Jayhawk Conference. When I look back at the season, besides Butler and Coffeyville usually being up there, you also have Hutch and Dodge was a surprise team this year. And then, of course, you play the Iowa schools. So, any of those 3 or 4 were in bowl games this year.
Right.
Almost every game is you're going against either a bowl contender or a national championship contender. Does that make it difficult to attract players, or do they want to come to a conference like this where they get me in there?
No, they want to come to a conference like this, especially the way that the landscape is laid out as far as Division I and Division II schools. They know by coming here and performing in the Jayhawk Conference, that gives them a better position, a better chance to succeed at a higher level and get picked up by a higher level, top-tier schools. I mean, the Jayhawk Conference, and one thing I was surprised about this past season is how competitive it is from top to bottom. Of course, your Butler's good, your Coffeyville's good. Like you said, Dodge City was a surprise.
Highland was a
exactly, Highland.
upsets.
Right, great coaching staffs throughout the conference. Even when I was with Garden City last year, I seen the development in that program and where they're turning to, and I expect good things from them in the future too. So it's going to be competitive and it's going to be even throughout the conference.
And to those of us who aren't in the inside baseball of the coaching circles, talk to us about what other divisions think about the Jayhawk Conference. I mean, on the Pac-12 or even in the Division II at Fort Hays State. Mm-hmm. How well known is the Jayhawk Conference? And do they look in the state of Kansas and say, this is my potential pool of good players for Division I?
I'll go first. Yeah, this is a nationally recruited conference. I mean, it's been that way since I was a player in junior college in California. So we've known about the Jayhawk and the NJCAA. California is its own entity, so they're called the COA, and then from Arizona basically to I think Nassau Community College in New York is NCJA. So it's a different different ball game as far as that goes, but everybody knows about the Jayhawk, and it's recruited nationally, and probably more so the Jayhawks recruited probably more SEC, Big 12, ACC than California is. California is a Pac-12,
sure.
West Coast area. So and Pac-12 schools will come here, and hopefully with my ties on the West Coast, there'll be more than usual. I brought a few to Garden City last year, so they'll be out, and the Jayhawks widely known. I mean, and Division I schools, especially Division I schools turning around the program, they're heavy and hot on junior college players because they got college experience, they're grown, they're usually a little older, got their A degree, and now with the requirements changing, obviously it's a little tougher, but that's part of the challenge. So, it's a widely, well-recognized conference by far.
I definitely feel that this conference is appealing to D1 institutions for the simple fact, just kind of did off of what Coach said, that these kids come in prepared to that level with the preparation. They understand the time management skills, and they understanding dorm life and how to live like that, because at California JUCOs, you don't have dorms and all the resources that you get out here in the Jayhawk Conference. So I think that's a big appealing factor for all Division I institutions.
Coach, your initial thoughts on ICC facilities and how they're going to serve your recruitment, or how we might, just your initial thoughts on them?
We're, me and Tammy talked, and we're actually doing some things already and just internally and changing some things for coaches in different areas, and we're trying to do the best we can with what we have right now. And then, like I said, you know, we have a lot of ideas and move forward, and we're excited. I'm excited. That's the reason I wanted to come here, and I think the sky's the limit with the place. Being a smaller school as well, you know, there's a lot more opportunity, I think, for us making, you know, getting enrollment up and different things, and I believe that it's been a great situation so far to date. I'm very impressed, and I'm super excited to get out there. And, you know, obviously we have some things to do, weight room, etc., that we're going to build on and make it an attraction for young student athletes to come. But right now, you know, I'm really pleased and ready to move forward.
All right, thank you. Anything?
Oh, okay, everything. Is this, go ahead and turn off.